Hey everybody, Scott Butler from Edge Lending Solutions. I hope you're all well. I'm actually coming to you from Merida on the Yucatan in Mexico, and it's this time of year where it's Los Dias de Muertos. It's basically the Days of the Dead, and they have like a festival. But this last week, basically around Halloween, actually, they have something on every night, and they had a parade through Merida in Centro, and we came down the parade. You know, joined in, got our face painted. There's a heap of cool skeletons painted up and some really good intricate work. I was really impressed. Walked down a big street and there's like altars to families deceased with food offerings and thing. And look, if you've seen Coco, you understand exactly what it is. And so it was really good. Down to a park and there's a band. There's a big parade down of all people dressed up, skeletons walking through, and they all end up back at this park here. So it's been pretty cool. But you know what? It's all about your ancestors coming back from the dead. Once a year, because you remember them and you honour them. So everything's about death, and I thought I should just do this one little video. It is about death and death of something. And I have heard people tell me, and I've read that LoDoc or alt-doc loans are dead. LoDoc loans, we've done a lot of LoDoc lending. A lot of my clients out there understand what that is. I've read that it's dead. People are telling me that it's dead. You can't do it anymore, and that is bullcrap. We are doing a lot of LoDoc lending or alt-doc lending. At the moment, lenders still have an appetite for that. Is it more expensive? Yeah. It's about 1% to 1.5% over the rate over what you might pay if you're a standard prime lending, but you get the deal done. So for those of you who are a bit sketchy on what an alt-doc or LoDoc is, pretty much if it's you're self-employed, and your tax returns are not quite up to date or up to scratch, and we can't prove the income that you kind of really make, or maybe you take a lot of cash or maybe you get paid in a lumpy fashion, or you maybe get paid in some other fashion that we can't quite prove, right? So LoDoc lending says, okay, your tax returns aren't done, you get paid a little bit differently, you can't prove everything. All right, sign this document that says that here's what I make after tax. Trust me. And here's a second document that my accountant says, yeah, his tax returns aren't done, but from what I can see and what I know of this client, that's probably about right. I'm not liable for it, but you know what? In my opinion, that's probably about right. And then the lender will use that stated figure as the income for the loan calculator, so that we can service the debt. Okay. Those loans, we're doing a lot of those loans at the moment, guys. A lot of those loans for self-employed. I would say probably 60% of my self-employed clients, that's what we're doing. Tax returns aren't up to scratch or just aren't done. It's been pretty lumpy income for a lot of people, and they need to refinance and refinance quickly because the rates on their existing loans are going up really fast, or they're seeing some opportunities. They need working capital for their business. We need to free up some equity, take opportunities at some things. We want to do some more acquisitions. We're smelling a bit of blood in the water. There's not quite blood in the water yet, but it's coming. But it takes time. You need probably 3 to 6 months of refinance to get ready for the blood in the water. Now, I think the blood in the water is going to be around about Easter time next year, to be honest. 9 months after the first rate rise is kind of when people will just run out of reserves. And then they'll realise that their cash flow is down by 40% and they'll start panicking. That causes layoff. There are some layoffs that will happen. Divorces are probably the biggest cause of sales of properties in distress. And financial strain is probably the biggest cause of divorce. So I think next year we'll see a heap of divorces / forced sales, and that's where the blood in the water will be. So, but I'm not predicting a property market crash. Property market crash has already happened. Although I'm not talking about the death, but I guess the death of some of our equity. Because, you know what, we had some property valued in our portfolio in March. It was $760,000 US dollars. That was in March, and last week it was valued at $630,000 US dollars. So that's had a 17% drop in 6 months, right? That's a crash, US dollars. Everything in the world's priced in US dollars. So Australia just doesn't realise their market's crashed because we keep playing with funny money called Australian dollars, right? So anyway, I don't want to hurt your brain with that. Back to the topic. LoDoc lending is not dead. We are doing lots of it. Yes, it's more expensive, but you get access to the money. We get the deals done. We can get you out of trouble or into some new opportunities. Anyway, guys, that is enough from me. It's Scott Butler from Edge Lending Solutions. Remember, life is a family sport. Give yours an edge. Adios.